My mom had given birth to 9 kids, and my dad could see it coming. Like a train out of control, he could see it. And the younger children were showing symptoms much earlier than I did. And he was absolutely desperate. You've never seen a desperate dad like that. He was first single parenting, then he was in a blended family and trying to get his second wife, who was one of my mom's best friends, and her daughter to fit in with a psychiatric, just a mess. It was just a disaster. There was violence and outbursts and crazy things going on. And every once in a while I would end up in his care as well because my husband worked midnight shifts. And we got to the point in my psychiatric care where my husband was forced to make a choice. He was going to have to go for long-term care for me. We actually went and toured the facility, long-term care, or he was going to provide 24-hour adult supervision for me. And he opted to, man up, I'm going to do it. I'm going to find a babysitter for my wife when I'm working midnight shifts so that she doesn't get up at 3 a.m. and have a fit or set the place on fire or redecorate. I did a lot of redecorating at 3 a.m. Yeah, lovely tabletops and things like that with belt sanders. So he was going to provide the care that he needed to provide. And I burnt his mother out in about a week. I think it was less. Anyway, the one time that I spent at his mom's place, his wedding ring went missing. See, we had this thing with his band that would fit behind my engagement ring. And when he went to work at his heavy labor job, he had to leave his rings. So I would always wear them behind. But that night, I had a psychotic episode. And we still don't know what happened. We searched that house inside out. But I have memories of toilets flushing. I know that there was a lot of dancing unclothed in the basement. And something about a wheat grinder. We're not really sure where the ring went, but his wedding ring went missing that night. I think that's when his mom was done. I was not a lot of fun to be with. And I think I probably scared her half to death. So I ended up in my dad's care. My dad, being desperate dad, prayerful dad, scared to death dad, was willing to have conversations with just about anybody, and enter David. My father was working for a group of church buildings, huge group. And so he was responsible for about 13 buildings in the southern Alberta area. And David was a volunteer for the church. And they were standing around talking about ripping up carpets and doing stuff for the building. And he said, my dad said, he just had this feeling to tell David everything. And he was not that kind of guy. But he put down his pride and he told the whole story. And when he got to the part about me in the hospital on a 5-drug cocktail and drooling and can't raise my 3-year-old son and not allowed to be alone, and he got to the part about Joseph, my brother, who was psychotic, who they had to take his bedroom door off because he put so many spikes in it, and they found all the sharpened metal pieces that he was hiding under the bed. And the kids were afraid to sleep and they didn't know what to do because he kept threatening that he was going to kill them all and burn the house down in the middle of the night. Terror. He told this man everything. And I don't know what you say when somebody dumps a story like that in your lap. But David said something rather odd. And what he said has changed my whole world. He said, I don't know anything about mental illness, but your son sounds like a pig with ear and tail biting syndrome. And my dad said that he felt those words like light through the top of his head and all the way through his feet. And he knew that that man had an answer for his children.